Seeing that y'all love my oxtail recipe so much, I decided to go ahead and throw them shits on a pizza. So I made a 2-layer oxtail pizza with an oxtail and mozzarella stuffed crust. After this video, you're going to be making it too. Okay, let's get into it. First off, shout out to Momo, y'all, because this big back bitch in my city done sold me a blank ass EBT card and it took my funds and ran off. But when she get out of jail, baby, I'm gonna be waiting on you. So first you wanna clean your meat right with some vinegar, lemon, and warm water. Then you wanna drizzle it with some olive oil. This is simply so the seasonings can stick to your meat and get in them groove and crevices. So I did a little bit of garlic powder, some onion powder. I did some of that idolized salt. I'm gonna switch over to the pink shit soon, y'all. Just give me a second. And then I use some fresh black pepper. Then I use some of that Badia Jerk complete seasoning. Y'all, I love Badia brand. It's just something about it. It's just so flavorful. So once you massage it all in like you want a good time afterwards, you want to do the same exact thing on the other side. See, I knew it was seasoned well because I got the seasoning. So yeah, it's ready. So now you want to heat up your pan so you can sear your oxtails on each side. This is going to make them tender. I get a lot of questions on how long I sear my meats for, and like I really don't know, y'all. I know I put it on medium heat and I sear it until it's black enough or brown enough for me. Then I went ahead and got me some fresh basil leaves. Well, I wouldn't say fresh, it was a little dry. And then I went and got some rosemary. I don't know, I just feel like herbs with red meat just work out real well together. So once I got those all in the pan, I also put the little small pieces of the tails inside the pan. I feel like that's the piece of the tail that they be swinging around when they be happy. Once my animal tails were seared enough for me, I went ahead and chopped up a Vidalia onion, added some beef stock, and then I just deglazed the bottom of my pan. Deglazing the bottom of your pan is simply scraping off all the shit on the bottom of your pan with your spatula and turning it into a gravy. Now you want to add your oxtails back to the same exact pan. I decided to go ahead and add in some garlic because garlic go in every fucking thing. I ain't gonna keep telling y'all that now. Like, garlic just enhances everything that you could possibly cook, and I'm Italian, so don't offend me. I grabbed some fresh cilantro and I just basically roughly chopped that up with my hands. I just ripped it apart, threw it in there, stems and all, y'all. I just let it sit in there and, get the flavor in or whatnot. Now you want to cover up your pots and just forget about it, unlike me and that EBT card, because bitch, I'ma see you. So then you want to get into your dough, y'all. Super easy. You're going to get 3.5 cups of lukewarm water. Then you're going to get 2.5 tablespoons of your granny molasses. You can even put an extra tablespoon in. It's whatever your heart feels like and desires. Then you want to go ahead and get 2 of those 1/4 ounce packs of dry active yeast and mix that all together. Let it sit for about 2 minutes so it can fully activate. Now you want to add in your olive oil. I just eyeballed it. It's probably about 1/2 cup. Then I added in 3.5 cups of my all-purpose flour, 1 tablespoon of salt, and 2 tablespoons of grated Parmesan cheese. You want to start off by mixing it with your spoon because if you try to mix it with your hand in this process, it's going to stick to your fingers and it's going to be a fucking mess. Flour up your clean countertop and you want to put your dough on there. You also want to flour up your hands because you still might have some wet parts in there. So you just want to knead it real good, get it all together. Once it starts getting smooth and it starts looking more like dough, then you're going to be like, okay, I'm getting there. It's almost done. It's looking like Papa John's. It's looking like a pizza spot, all of that. So now you want to stick it inside of a bowl, y'all. You want to cover it up and then you want to put it inside of a warm spot. You're going to let this rise for about 2 hours. 4 hours into the cooking process with my oxtails covered on medium heat, I went ahead and added a beef stew gravy packet, mixed it in real well. I lowered down my heat to a simmer and I covered it back up and let it cook for an additional hour. Once I uncovered it, it looked like this. You want to be able to pinch your oxtails and they don't fight you back. If you try to pinch your oxtails with your tongs or your spatula or your fork and it fights back and it's not trying to come off that bone, then it's not done yet. Cover it back up and let it cook, but mine was. So now you want to add it into a separate dish or bowl, and then I took 2 forks and I pretty much just deboned my oxtails. I removed most of the fat, but then I left some because I knew I was going to put it inside my pan to sear and I was going to render off some of that fat that I didn't want in there to be on top of my pizza, because who the fuck wants that? Now for my pizza sauce, I threw in 1 stick of that bougie butter, used that off-brand medium-sized heavy whipping cream from Walmart, and then I threw in some idolized salt. That's probably like a little pinch. Then I used some garlic powder, onion powder, and some more of that Badia Jerk seasoning. I scooped some of that oxtail gravy out my pan, and I went ahead and added that to the mix as well because, yeah, we need our Alfredo to be incorporated with them oxtail juices too. Once your sauce comes to a rolling boil and it look like that bubbling cheese on Diary of a Wimpy Kid, then you want to go ahead and add in your mozzarella cheese and your Parmesan cheese. Now you can use the bag version like me or you can grate it yourself. I mean, how much work you want to do is totally upon you. So you want to mix it around real well so it don't stick to the bottom. Then I decided to add in some spicy chili flakes just because I wanted to add a little kick to it. I mean, it is oxtails, y'all. Once everything is mixed up well, your sauce is going to look a little loose. It's okay. Turn it on low, let it simmer, and it's going to thicken up. Now for my pizza toppings, I decided to use green peppers and red peppers. This part is optional. You can just stick with a meaty ass pizza. Now that your dough is ready, you're going to put it on your flour countertop and you're going to roll it into another ball and you're going to cut it into 3 separate pieces. Now these separate balls is going to make 3 10-inch personal size pizzas, y'all. Or it can make 1 big large ass pizza. Either way, whatever you don't use, saran wrap it, put it in the refrigerator, and it'll last up to 3 to 4 days. Now, in this process of making your actual pizza crust, you can be as creative as you want to. I was trying to be fancy, it just worked out for me. Now, for my pizza crust, y'all, I know a lot of people waste the crust of a pizza, and I work too damn hard, so I decided to make my pizza crust edible. So I put in my oxtails, and then I put in my cheese, and I folded it over, and then boom, bam, done. It looked beautiful as fuck, and it looked edible as fuck. Ain't nobody throwing this crust out today. Now you're going to go get your pizza sauce and you're going to add that to the middle and just spread it real evenly. I like my pizza saucy as fuck, so y'all added some more. Now once you get that laid down flat, it should look a little like this, and now we're getting somewhere. Now you want to take your oxtails and you're going to put a little layer of oxtails on the bottom because we want oxtails in everybody's pizza. Once you put your desired amount of meat on, you want to add your cheese. I used the shredded mozzarella and I used some fresh mozzarella. Walmart had these little packs, hella convenient because it was already sliced and cut for me. Now you want to add your thinly sliced peppers and just distribute them evenly throughout the pizza. Once I looked at it, I was like, baby, that's not meaty enough to me. I aim to please. I aim to satisfy. So we're going to throw about 2 more oxtails on top of this hoe and stack it the fuck up. Yeah, much better. I put a little drizzle of this Queen Flavors barbecue sauce on it, y'all. And it's sweet, but it got a little kick to it. Perfect for the dish that I'm making today. If you want some, I tagged her in this post. Go get you some. You will not be disappointed. I can only imagine what it tastes like on some extra fried hard wings or some chicken tenders, y'all. Like my kids loved it too. But anyways, I put some garlic butter on my crust, and this was before the oven, and this was after. I put some more on the crust after because we need extra. Top it off with some fresh cilantro. Wait for that bitch to cool down and cut it into 4 slices. And look at this right here, y'all. Just look at it, y'all. Man, go ahead and make this shit real quick. Like, just go ahead and make it, y'all. This shit was fire as fuck. Like, yo.